What's going on, guys? It's your boy Polo Evolve. I am back with another video, and today, I haven't made a trade update video or like a trade recap in quite some time. That is because I've been going on a crazy losing streak as of recently. I got a 5K payout from Top Step about a month and a half ago, and from there, I've been taking L after L, right? I've been on tilt, blowing funded accounts, resetting them, blowing them again, blowing through evals, gave back all the profits, and been in a pretty dark place in terms of my trading. But I took some time off, and of course, you got to charge it to the game. At the end of the day, all traders go through losing streaks. It is how you can handle yourself in these losing streaks that will determine if you are going to be successful in this industry or not. With that being said, this week I basically opened up one funded account, passed it. Well, I started it last week on Friday, I believe, passed it on Monday. And then on Tuesday, that's when I started this funded account. And this week was all about just building consistency, really. I didn't want to make too much. I don't want to focus on the P&L. I don't care about the losses that I just recently went through. I don't care about the money I blew. I just want to be at peace, and I just want to trade in a peaceful manner and follow my rules, right? Because when I was taking all my L's, obviously I was not following my trading plan. I was just on tilt, man. And obviously, as you guys can see, whenever you do follow your trading plan to the T, what's going to end up happening is you're going to take some wins, bro. You might go through some losing streaks, but they're going to be contained, right? They're not going to blow your accounts like I was doing recently. And of course, if you guys are traders, you guys understand this. Everyone has blown an account before, multiple accounts probably. With that being said, that was the main focus of this week, just to kind of build up consistency again. I wanted to prove it to myself, right? That I can make this happen. And of course, another thing for me is that whenever I post my trades on social media, I feel like it adds like an unnecessary pressure to me. Not so much on YouTube, but I did start this Road to 100K series, which I actually paused. It was like a short series, and I got up to like day 40 something. And I was posting it on Instagram, and I don't know if you guys watched my previous videos, but whenever I post on Instagram, it's always something that I want to, or it kind of affects me psychologically because like I have people that I know on like from my community. I went to high school with some of these people, and so I don't really I realized like I don't want to be showing my trades to people that I know because it just creates this unnecessary pressure for me. And so with that being said, without further ado, let's just kind of dive right into building consistency this week. And so this week was good. As you guys can see, I've been only taking two trades this week, or two trades every single day, and only risking 2 micros every single trade. So with this, it's like two trades, but it's really 2 and 2 micros. So it's 4 micros, 4 micros, 4 micros, and then 2 micros here because I only took one trade. With that being said, all my trades are on NQ. Quick little analysis. Obviously, we're hella bullish, and we'll probably continue to be bullish. I don't know. At some point, we got to retrace, but I don't know, man. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. But of course, what goes up must come down. And yeah, so basically, I'm pretty bullish for the week. So I'm looking to take buys in any kind of way that I can. In this case, my first trade was on Tuesday. And as you guys can see, my stop loss is pretty large. My R&R is pretty bad because in this case, I didn't really, I knew that we were going to go up at some point, and I got caught in the retracement at when 9:30 opened up. But I extended my stop loss to the 4 hour low because I think it was like a total of maybe $500 that I was risking, which again, I don't want to risk $500, but since it was my first trade, this funded account, I don't really care because again, the funded account only costs about $130 Canadian, the no activation fee one, which I don't really care about, like that's the thing. You have to, if you want to make money in this game, obviously you have to be cool with losing money. That's how trading works. And at the same time, you just kind of have to take yourself away from, I guess, like emotionally detach yourself from the trades itself. But again, even if this did hit my stop loss and I lost $500, it would have been done for the day. I would have been locked out since I have those lockout settings. But nonetheless, obviously, took this trade. I had the 4 hour low, and eventually price did retrace back down, but then it eventually came all the way back up, and then I just closed. I could have held it, obviously, but at the same time, I wanted to close and get off the charts after going through all that drawdown. And with that being said, let's move to the next trade, which actually was a sell, right? As you guys can see here, I took a sell here, and that's because at 8 o'clock, well, when I came to the markets and I did my analysis on Wednesday, I saw that we did create some resistance, and obviously we were like, price was pushing away from this area heavily. So I just anticipated that 930 would continue. I didn't know where we were gonna go, but I did end up taking a small piece of the pie. Again, look, like this trade was just like, I don't even know, man. This is like 15 points, I think. But let's see, actually. It's about 40 points, 45 points. But listen, this trade ran, which I'm cool with. I didn't care because I took my piece of the pie, right? It was like a continuation trade, which means basically I waited for the first 5 minute candle to close on 930. It closed below the level that I had here, and I anticipated that we were at least going to come touch this level. Again, it obviously ended up just crashing through and touching levels that I had marked up. But I don't care because it ended up in a win. Done for the day. Again, trying to keep my peace, right? That's really, I noticed that whenever I do well on the charts, or I see the most profit, it's like when I take these small base hit trades, right? I know the home runs are visually appealing, and that's what is catches the most traction on social media. But I don't really care. I just want to make money for the markets, and just be at peace of mind. I don't really care to have the flashy things or anything like that. And so for me, base hits are the way to go. And maybe this is something you guys should implement if you guys are struggling with being unable to secure profits. Because that's one of my biggest issues, low key, is that whenever a trade goes into profit, I get greedy and I fail to close it in profit, and then it ends up kind of retracing and hitting my stop loss or hitting me at break even, which ends up making me go on tilt even more. Anyway, so moving on to this trade. This trade is a little bit of a sneakier trade. It's not it wasn't the best trade, but basically I took this trade at 9:15 or 9:20 when basically I saw that the 5 minute candle was closing back bullish. I anticipated that this move, if you can see on the 1 hour, you will see that, where is this cheeky bastard? Oh, hold up, let me go to the 30 minute, probably show me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so as you can see, I took this after 9 o'clock open. Obviously, the 8 o'clock candle was heavily bullish. I did have this level marked up, but I anticipated that we'd push through with the 930 volume, which obviously wasn't the case, but I did actually end up getting out with a small W here, right? Or no, did I end up losing this trade? Oh yes, this is the loss that I took. Yes, okay, yeah, so this is actually a loss that I took, and I didn't actually end up closing here. I had my TP a little bit higher, and what ended up happening was price went into profit and ended up stopping me out. I thought this was the 1 hour bottom wick, but what ended up happening was it just obviously came back, retraced, created a steeper bottom wick, and then eventually at 10 a.m. it ended up continuing to push up bullish. This loss could have been avoided had I been more patient and waited for the 930 candle to open up. Obviously, my entry was at 915. Well, with that being said, like, it doesn't even matter. I took a small loss. I think it was like 200 something, $260 of a loss, which again, my wins were much larger. And then today, I think I took this trade right at, again, super bullish. And of course, like, I could have caught so much more and made so much more profit, but as you guys can see, I had this level marked up, and once this candle at 920 closed bullish, I anticipated that the next one was going to push up and break free or break above these highs, which it ended up doing. And then immediately it hit my TP. I had a small TP because I anticipated that the 930 would push up with the volume. But again, I could have held this trade for much longer and made more profit. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. I made $157. It's Friday. I want to chill, right? And I want to close the week off green. That is the most important part. And again, this week was all about building consistency. So, I don't really care too much. It's only $700 for the week. And I say only, but that's actually pretty good for, just coming to the markets every day and just, spending about 30 minutes on the markets. I only spend anywhere from like 9:15 to until like 10 a.m. I just want to get off the markets. That is, low-key, that's just like the most stress-free amount of time that I want to spend on trading. Anything more, and I start to get like, I start to feel it like psychologically, and it doesn't really work out in my favor. But with that being said, that's the week, guys. Just updating you guys. I am going through a losing streak, obviously, but now today, with this week, we are closing it green. And this account, I could technically take a payout because this is a consistency account. So I can actually take, it's only 3 winning days to get a payout. But of course, I think you can't have over like 40%. One trade cannot be over 40% of your profit. which I think I'm good for that. I don't know. Regardless, I'm gonna build this up until I have at least a bit of a maybe like a 2K buffer. So when this balance hits about like 3 to 4K, I'll take a payout out. But I'm not stressing it. Just want to keep it calm and kosher. I noticed that during my losing streak, I was very antsy. I was very anxious. I felt like I needed to make a lot of money. Of course, I want to be able to quit my full-time job, as probably many of you guys want to, maybe you guys are watching this and you guys have a job yourself. You guys probably want to quit as well, man, because at the end of the day, this is pretty free. This is a freeing feeling, right? Trading can bring you that type of freedom where you have that time freedom, location freedom, and money freedom. And yeah, with that being said, that's basically the update for the week, guys. Let's see how next week goes. I'm anticipating that NQ will continue to be bullish, but I'm also expecting it to create some sort of resistance. But we will see. We will take what price gives us. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching and stay frosty, my friends.